course. Alright, I'm gonna focus on just trying to use the Nemesis here, since this is the Nemesis build video. Got our target mark, and now it's on another guy. Dynamo Ring just killed him. I'm not even gonna aim for that other guy. Man, this is not the weapon you want to use when you're surrounded by this many guys. Alright. Man, they are throwing a lot of dudes at me. Alright, so I can see why people like this thing. It's like halfway to the damage of a sniper rifle. Alright, so this is the Nemesis build. Here's the Nemesis. This is the star of the show. Critical hits may mark nearby enemies. Marked enemies take increased critical damage. For the second Mysterium, the original target may also be marked. Killing a marked enemy with a critical hit instantly marks another. Marking an enemy burns them. And killing the marked enemy with a critical hit triggers a fiery shockwave, knocking back and burning nearby enemies. So that's what it does. Let's see how this thing actually operates in practice. Threw the Psychopomp on here for those oh shit moments when you get crowded. And when you just need a little bit more damage out there. We've got the Eye of the Mat Woman and the Dynamo Ring. These things paired up together are pretty good. And on their own, they're pretty good. But you'll see the Eye of the Mat Woman going off a lot when you get enemies close to low health. Dynamo Ring 2 is very powerful. Iron Cross here, and the Ice Stiletto. I actually found that this works better than the Frost Cone or the Shockwave to stun enemies or freeze them or whatever. Because you need something with range when you're going with the Nemesis. So let's see how we do. I do kind of wish it had a higher base power though, just so when you mark an enemy, you can actually just finish them off in one hit. It doesn't always work like that. And the mark's all the way over there. Okay. Be nice if it would have landed on that guy. Damn it, why does it keep flying off way off in the background? That is one thing about this weapon though. It doesn't always mark the guy that you really want it or need it to mark. Though it does has a nice snappy feel to it. It does feel really fun and good to use. I'm just needing that mark to land on the guy I wanted to more often. So it's not bad. I just wish it had higher base damage. I even went through all of the effort of getting the Deadeye Prophecy, so I can get the Deadeye Arcana, which increases critical weapon damage by 10%. And since this thing is so crit focused, I'm thinking that might make a big difference for it. Now, admittedly, there are a lot of weapons that are critical hit focused, but this one especially, because you're getting increased critical damage on your marked enemies. Some bad guys here. Make short work of those guys. I think the Deadeye Arcana is making a difference here. How about we just crit enemies instead of focusing on critical burn? The mark just flew off through the wall to some other guy. Way over there. Alright. I think I'm just gonna let this ambush play out so I can get some kills here. Kills with this thing and see what it does. See, I don't understand why it flies off through a wall, down the street, around a corner, to some guy all the way in another room. Does have a nice feel to it, though. Can't deny that. Just let me down with the marks, though. Let me down with how it marks guys. I didn't even really need that. Alright, this is getting annoying now. So the Nemesis can be pretty powerful. You just have to be selective with your targets. It also seems to like selecting targets for you that you may not even have anything to do with in the fight you're in, but it'll pick that guy anyway. Crap. Alright, this is an oh crap moment. Man, what is this maybe shit? Critical hits may mark enemies. The original target may be marked. I wish it would just mark the guy, the first guy that I shoot, and just stay on that guy until he's dead. Really use some healing here, guys. I think Deadeye's doing something. I can't really tell without any testing with or without it. The numbers do look a little bit higher than usual, though. And this thing can do some decent damage. When you land those crits. Alright. I need some healing elixirs. I know that they drop all over the place in here. Take care of that real quick. Though, admittedly, I think the Iron Cross did most of the heavy lifting there. God, that Dynamo Ring is so nice. The damage, the stagger, so nice. There we go. Didn't even have to fire a shot. So I could be using my Psychopomp a lot more, but the purpose of this video is for the Nemesis build. So I really want to test to see what the Nemesis can do. I know the Psychopomp's good. This room wants to kill me. This room is really trying to kill me. For even daring to come in here to get healing elixirs. Who did mark? The guy all the way in the back. All the way back there. And then you shoot him again, and the mark goes to some other guy. Holy shit, this is dangerous. Come on, where are those healing elixirs? Take that. Usually get a lot more in here. Beyond this last door. Okay, pretty nice. Guess that's the most we can hope for. I did have to heal myself a couple times while in here, so... But this should be enough for the boss now. Let's go take on the boss and see what this thing can do. I mean, I've already tested it, but for the purposes of this build video, let's be thorough. I did unlock all of the Arcana, didn't I? Yep, okay. Gonna have some enemies from the itinerant portal here. It pulsates and spews something out. Take that ammo, thank you. Alright, Dime Matcher, let's go. Feel like I'm gonna trigger the calamity in here. Got one more hit. That nice freeze. Ideally, you want to try to freeze them before you burn them, so they don't just thaw out instantly. No mark, no mark, no mark. Now we got a mark. Ooh, we got 2 marks. And now the mark's gone. See if I can wait for him to stop burning. Yeah, see, this is why I like the ice stiletto with this weapon. Alright. 3 hits, no mark. And then on the 4th, it flew away somewhere. Now, who could it be targeting? What other monster is there around here? Now, let's take him in here. Make him fight me in here. Get over here. Okay. I'm going to either die or run out of ammo before I kill the boss with this thing. Actually getting the mark a fair amount this fight, but it doesn't always happen that way. Alright, I'm switching to the Psychopomp. This is just taking way too long. That ought to keep him back. All right, let's go, Nemesis, go. Nemesis, go. Come on, mark him. Yes, on the final hit. Nice. All right. I'll take that. Well, that's that. So what are my thoughts on this weapon? Well, for one, I don't know why it has this maybe shit going on. Like, why is it may mark the target? It should just be that it marks the target every time. Even if, I guess, for balancing reasons, they want to make it switch targets or whatever, and kind of pick your targets for you for more tactical gameplay, it should be every time, not just randomly when it feels like it. Because I mean, the extra critical damage that you get doesn't really make that much of a difference, I guess. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but you really can't see it that much, I guess. Even with the Prophecy of Deadeye. And we kind of had a good thing going here. We kind of had like a board of Arcana that you really want to see here. We got Full of Magic, an extra light spell. We've got Deadeye. I was at really low health for most of this mission, so Pendulum in there as well. And even with all this extra damage, man, I don't know. I kind of want a little bit more out of this weapon. Now, we did kind of make short work out of a lot of the enemies here, and we were able to clear the map. But I really think that comes a lot down to Eye of the Mad Woman and Dynamo Ring. We saw that going off a lot and getting a lot of kills, as well as the Iron Cross. And we also saw a lot where we would shoot a guy and it would produce a mark, and then the mark would go flying off through a wall to some other guy for some reason, or some guy at the back of the horde that we're not even paying attention to. So I don't know. I like this weapon. I just hope it gets some fixes the next time they decide to balance weapons. It kind of needs it. Maybe a bit higher base damage. Make it stun on every shot instead of just average stun power. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I will say this, though. The Ice Stiletto, coming to like it. Or more particularly with long-range weapons like the Nemesis, so you can hit them from afar. But yeah, guys, that's the build. That's the Nemesis. I know a lot of people like this weapon, and I don't want to sound like too much of a hater, but I think it needs a little work. It doesn't really do much that other weapons don't do, especially since the mark that it sends out is so unreliable. Here's the rosaries, by the way. I don't think it really matters for this build. I kind of just threw some stuff on here. I did put weapon range just to help with the fall off. Instant speed, since we're rolling with the Monk's Hood and the Bulwark Incense. But you don't really have to do that. I'm kind of just playing around with it for fun. So yeah, there you go. That's the Nemesis. Tell me what you guys think about it, and if I'm being too hard on it or not. Peace.